Love our public art here in Philadelphia. We don't always understand it. Now, this statue is supposed to represent the people holding up the government. That stone is supposed to represent the government, and those people are holding it up. It's a weird one. But a more iconic one is on our right-hand side. This is the Love statue here at Love Park. Now, Love Park was founded in 1950 by our city planner, Mr. Edmund Bacon. If you haven't heard of Edmund Bacon, that's okay. You might have heard of his son, the actor and Philadelphia resident, Mr. Kevin Bacon, from the movie Footloose. Now, this originally was a skate park, but some kids in the early 2000s must have really ticked off people up over at City Hall, and skating was banned here. So, Mr. Edmund Bacon, at the age of 92, got on his skateboard and rode across Love Park in protest. It's kind of funny considering his son's most famous movie is about him doing the exact same thing, but dancing. Then we're turning onto the Benjamin Franklin Parkway here. The parkway has over 120 different country flags, all in alphabetical order. Except for on our left over there, the Israel flag, outside of the first Holocaust memorial in our country. Then we'll have the Polish flag, outside of the Kaepernick statue. And we'll have the Italian and Vatican flags outside of the Cathedral Basilica of St. Peter in Rome. Now that is the Screen Dome building on our right-hand side here. Now the Cathedral is home to both of our Papal visits. The Pope visited us once in 1971, and then again in 2014, 10 years ago. When he visited us 10 years ago in 2014, we actually built that statue on our right to the front there. That is the Amor statue, as Amor is Latin for love. Now, originally, when we built the Amor statue, we had it on top of the Art Museum steps. But as we'll learn a little bit later on, we've learned our lesson from leaving statues on top of the Art Museum for too long. They don't appreciate that very much. Now, straight in front of us, this is Logan Square. Logan Square is one of the 5 original squares designed by William Penn when he was first setting up the city. They've since been renamed, but those squares are now Logan with 3 rivers: the Delaware, the Schuylkill, and the Wasaga. Now, a lot of people on nice and hot sunny days love to take their kids and go swimming in this fountain, but it's not quite legal, so be careful. Now, this is our museum district, so on our left over there, that brick building, that is our Academy of Natural Sciences. This building in front of us is where we are moving our African American Museum. And then we have the pre-library of Philadelphia. Not the first library in Philadelphia, that one belonged to Benjamin Franklin. But Ben, just like Netflix, charged a subscription fee in order to get content from his library. So this was built with the express purpose of making knowledge free to everybody. It's actually the first free library in our country and set up the library system as we know it to be today. There's Bibles in recorded history, as well as a taxidermied raven that used to belong to Edgar Allan Poe, and the inspiration for the raven. Now, the first museum we'll be able to see will be on our right-hand side. This is the Barnes Foundation. Now, the Barnes was originally the private art collection of Mr. Albert C. Barnes before he passed away. It is home to over $30 billion worth of art, including Van Gogh's Sunflowers. And when Mr. Barnes passed away, his estate sold his collection to the city of Philadelphia under the condition that every piece of art in here must be set up exactly. Now, Mr. Rodin was the sculptor of one of the most famous statues in the world, the Thinker. We'll actually be able to see a copy of the Thinker on our right-hand side at the entrance of the Rodin here. It's not the original, that is back in Paris, France. But it is a part of this large archway that makes up the entrance to the Rodin here. Now, the Rodin is a beautiful museum, so beautiful that most of our Philadelphia area couples get their wedding photos taken here. Little do they know, this whole archway is known as the Gates of Hell. Oh, it is a beautiful museum. You can actually go and see these statues for as little as $1, because they are pay as you wish. Now, on our left over here, we have Von Kahn Memorial Field, as well as the first building in Philadelphia designed by a female architect. That is the Parkway House. Where's the design of it? What is that on beautiful days like today will be? Every single window here will get the same amount of sunlight. That way anyone can plant a garden if they wanted to. Now, unfortunately, Jeff Bezos put union workers, blacksmiths, woodworkers, you name it. Now, We're about to see a mansion here that belonged to a couple called the Bergdahls. You might not have heard of the Bergdahls, but they were an incredibly rich family that came over here from in 1890 in order to live here in Philadelphia. Now, you might have seen their house before if you've seen a movie called The Sixth Sense, shot by Mr. M. Night Shyamalan. It'll be on our left-hand side here. M. Night Shyamalan is one of the most famous Philadelphia directors out there right now. He is also a Philadelphia resident and loves to shoot all of his movies here. I wish he wouldn't, because I'm still mad at him for that Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. Watch your heads here as we are. This line is known as the tour guide killer. Taking out many of my friends. Watch out with the camera. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Alright. We're all good. Wait, wasn't there one more of you back there? Ah, we lost another one.